Boom. What up, YouTube? LTH coming at you with a video. 713 the Bio City, we up in here. So the stage is set. Between the Ravens and Texans, Houston's going to be going to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, soon to be MVP, by the way. And Stroud versus 2. And this time it's in the playoffs. And I got to say, CJ Stroud's going to come ready and prepared, more ready compared to that week 1 matchup, which was understandably won by Baltimore, in which I predicted. Knowing that the defense won them that game, but that was so week 1. This is like, week 20 now, in which is the AFC Divisional round playoffs with a shot to go to the AFC Championship game. No knock on what Lamar's been able to do, with the weapons he got. And because one thing's for sure, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens know how to run that football, which is why they're ranked first in the league for a reason. Which just goes to show that the plot will be even thicker for the Texans. Because it's gonna be another big test for CJ Stroud as he squares off against the number one, a defense that is ranked number 1 in total, number 1 in stopping the run, and number 1 through the air and scoring. So it's gonna be a tough matchup for Stroud in that offense. See how Stroud fares against that Ravens defense this go around. 'Cause I know last time he faced off, he was sacked by 3-4 times, including a sack by Roquan Smith on 4th down, I believe. I ain't finna lie. Ravens got some dogs on defense, including the former Texan and Jadeveon Clowney, who had a good resurgent year, which I salute to him, only because he was a former Texan. And then they got Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphrey, along with a supporting defensive cast. Yeah, them boys are capable of giving opposing offenses and offensive coordinators hell, which means that Bobby Slowick is going to have to come up with the ultimate game plan against that Ravens defense. So, yeah, Stroud versus Jackson 2 happens. And yeah, it's unfortunate that Noah Brown went on injured reserve, so he'll be out for the remainder of the playoffs. Yeah, it sucks. He's pretty good when he's healthy. And it's already enough that Houston don't have Tank Dell, in which I wish he was still available, along with Titus Howard. Injuries are part of the game, but hey, what does the saying say? The show must go on. So let's get to talking about it. So Houston coming off a 45-14 Texas-sized ass beating of the Cleveland Browns. Beating victory over the Cleveland Browns. A tough defense, including 2 pick sixes back-to-back off Joe Flacco. One by Steven Nelson, who needs to have another big game, and Christian Harris, who needs to ball out. They had a light practice, but I wouldn't be shocked if everybody plays, which would be good anyway. So, yeah, I could see this being both teams playing each other a lot more tougher and a lot more competitive. No knock against Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens that are trying to make a deeper playoff run. Because I ain't going to lie, I did post on Instagram that I just wanted to see what Lamar can do in a meaningful playoff run. But what I didn't put is just as long as he don't play the Texans, which they are now. I know there's a good chance that the Texans may not win this game, because they've never made it past the divisional round, and first time they made it in 2011, they lost by a TD by the Ravens. With TJ Yates was the third string QB. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, the Texans could have won that game had not for the turnovers and the drop ball by Jacoby Jones, who went on to win a Super Bowl with the Ravens that following year. And not to mention, D'Amico played his Ryans as a linebacker player, played his last game as a Texan, in which I wish they could have found a way to re-sign, but ended up being traded to Philly. And then second appearance, lost to the Patriots in 2012. And then 2016, once again, losing to New England. And then 2019, of course, Hopkins' last game was a Texan, being outscored 51-7 by the Kansas City Chiefs, who went on to win the Super Bowl that year, 24-0. Then next thing, being outscored 51-7. But that's all in the past, because I want to focus on the here and now about how the Houston Texans can finally make it to an AFC championship game for the first time in their franchise history. Being in the league since 2002, having never sniffed a conference title game, let alone a Super Bowl, which isn't guaranteed. But let's talk about how the Texans can finally make it. I know it's not going to be easy, but I want to talk about how they can finally make it to the AFC title game. It all begins with stopping the running game, because Lamar Jackson and that Ravens offense are notorious for running the football. So D'Amico gotta have them, that D-line and that whole defense ready to defend the run without leaving them any holes to breathe in. And of course, they gotta limit the big plays through the air, because Lamar, leave him time, he will launch that ball to either Odell Beckham, Zay Flowers, Rashard Bateman, even Isaiah Likely, who's been, an unsung hero in Mark Andrews' absence. But if Ravens do get Mark Andrews back for this game, it would be huge for them. Meaning the Texans got to figure out how to take away him as well, and Isaiah Likely. I mean, yeah, they're gonna throw short passes, but they can't afford to miss any tackles, especially on Zay Flowers, man. Because first time they went against him, man, he was making people miss and dusting them. So gotta lock him and Odell Beckham up. Hell, even Rashard Bateman, take them away and force other players to having to step up. And of course, can't let Isaiah Likely go off on us at all. So game plans got to be effective on the defensive side. I mean, yeah, again, regardless on who the Texans play, there are going to be some hiccups in there. But they just got to play smart defensively and come in, of course, force Lamar Jackson to having to throw the ball on at least third down and long. Doesn't mean, but because of that third down and long, doesn't mean play soft. No, you got to be extra aggressive and deliver some sacks on Lamar Jackson, because I know how Lamar is. He's known for giving defenses fits, which is why I want to deliver some big sacks on Lamar Jackson. About 3 sacks at a minimum and about 5 at a max. Now, will it be guaranteed and easy? Nope. Which is why that defense has to earn every sack when it matters most and force every turnover possible. Because drop interceptions, which means giving Lamar Jackson the extra opportunity, can and will haunt the Texans defense. Which means gotta get off the field, because if they stay on the field for too long, that defense is going to tire out, which means they're going to use their run game to wear them the hell out. And the Texans defense cannot afford that. And no boneheaded penalties either. Which also leads to giving Lamar Jackson in that Ravens offense another opportunity. So, yeah, Texas defense gonna be tested once again by that Ravens offense and their electrifying running game, because their running game is what make the passing game easier for that Ravens defense. I mean, not the offense for sure. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be a hell of a game. Now the offensive side, Stroud's going against that number one overall defense, that and number one run defense, number one pass defense, and their number one scoring defense. CJ Stroud, I mean, I know his first game didn't go too well as planned, which I understand, but Stroud got to do Stroud things. He got to make things happen loud and Stroud. Starting with ball security, because, man, the defense will look to force Stroud into some bad throws, which can and will lead to turnovers. So, and of course, you got to have amazing pocket awareness, because they're gonna throw some blitzes and they will look to sack Stroud for sure. So Stroud knows he's in danger of getting sacked. Throw the ball away, because can't afford to take unnecessary sacks at all. And of course, gotta have patience too. Give their receivers a chance to go open for a catch. And Nico Collins needs to have himself another big game, because I noticed that he could have had 2 TDs last game had Stroud not overthrew him a little bit. I mean, but it happens, so it is what it is. Nico needs to have another big game. And of course, Brevin Jordan, Dalton Schultz, they both gonna need the ball out for sure and create separation. And John Mechie and Hutchinson got to step it up big time. Another crucial playoff game with Noah Brown out and Steven Sims, who is now added to the active roster. Also, his time to step it up. And as far as the running game, got to keep patience and wait for some holes to open up. If there's a hole open, you got to use that vision to run at the hole that is open. And it's not gonna be easy running the ball on this Ravens run defense, but god damn it, if you have the right patience for Devin Singletary, good games will happen, even when it's not easy. That's why you gotta attack that Ravens defense either through the ground or in the air with everything, because anything just to tire out the defense. Hell, even use CJ Stroud's legs every now and then. Even CJ Stroud's legs could be used, just like Lamar is gonna use his legs constantly in this game. Just like the defense, the offense got to be well balanced as well. You gotta protect the football. No giveaways. Hell, can't afford no pre-snap penalties either. No boneheaded holding calls at all, because any penalty on offense can and will kill drives if not executing. Let's say by any down at that. So Stroud needs to have himself another good game as well, which I'm confident he will, regardless of what defense he's facing, because he's torched some good defenses too. So Slowick has to open up that playbook wide open, because when that playbook is wide open, good things happen big time. So running game gotta be solid. And Nico, like I just mentioned, got to have himself another good game. Hell, Schultz got to do his thing too, along with Brevin Jordan. Get them tight ends involved, and also get John Mechie and Hutchinson involved as well. Both got to step it up. just wish Tank Dell wasn't hurt, cause man, it would have been a big major difference had he played this game. But like I say, the show must go on. And oh, also win the time of possession too, if it means keeping Lamar Jackson on the sidelines as long as possible, because I know the Ravens are going to try to do the same to keep Stroud on the sidelines for a long period of time as well, as far as time of possession. So, if I was to name some keys to this game, my number one key is limit the Ravens' running game, win the turnover battle, and execute by scoring more touchdowns than field goals, because field goals won't win you this game at all. Not one bit, especially against a tough Ravens team. Now, I know Lamar hasn't had a lot of success in the playoffs, but that doesn't change the fact that Houston needs to handle their business in Baltimore. Now, I know the weather's going to be cold and the crowd's going to be loud, but oh, my honorable key mention is keeping the crowd out of the game, because that crowd noise can and will be a factor in this game. So it's gonna be some fireworks. It's gonna be fun, and like I said, I'm confident. I'm very confident that the Texans are gonna play the Ravens a lot tougher, and I'm also confident that the Texans can pull it off too, just as long as they play their part and they'll play their smart football and find a way to limit their Ravens running game. Because if not, if they get gassed in their running game, I got a feeling they're gonna have a hard time winning this game, which will lead to the Ravens advancing to the AFC title game for the first time since 2012, when they won the Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. But yeah, Stroud versus Jackson, it's gonna be lit, man. It's gonna be lit, and I'm honestly, I cannot wait for this matchup. I understand that the saying goes, "Be careful what's wished for," but oh, excuse me, but goddamn, I as a Texans fan, I'm ready for this game. Saturday cannot come clear fast enough. And Stroud's going to be hella motivated. And the whole team going to be prepared this go around. So, just like I'm going to need a big game for Jonathan Grenard, Steven Nelson, Derek Stingley, got to ball the hell out. And that D-line got to do their thing too. Including Sheldon Rankins, Derek Barnett, who's been the unsung hero since coming to the Texans. Hope they keep him around for a little longer too, for about a 1-2 year extension. But I know it's kind of early right now, but at this point, but right now, I want to beat the Ravens for the first. Not only that, I want to beat Lamar Jackson for the first time. Because reason why I say that, Lamar Jackson has never lost to the Texans dating back to 2019, since he's 3-0 all-time versus Houston. And yeah, he's going to look to go 4-0 all-time against the Texans. So, you want to hand Lamar his first loss? Simple. Limit the big plays through the ground and in the air. Force Lamar Jackson to some meaningful turnovers and score points off turnovers. And take advantage by scoring TDs off turnovers. That's how the Texans can defeat Lamar Jackson in this AFC Divisional game, and possibly going to their first AFC Championship game in franchise history, in their 21-year history. But yeah, I can't wait. Definitely looking forward to it. And I know I gotta shout out my boy King Ivo. He's a big time Ravens fan. Shout out to the bro King Ivo. You know, shout out to the bro keeping it real. Another Ravens fan I gotta shout out. I mean, if there was any other Ravens content creator, hell, I'll shout them out too. And respectfully shout out to the Ravens flock. If I had something to say to the Ravens flock and the two content creators I just mentioned, all I gotta say is, may the best team win. So let's see what this AFC divisional game unfolds. Till my next video, LTH checking on up out of here. 713 to Bio City. And I'm out. Let's go Texans. Let's go make some history, baby. I'm out. Go Texans.